the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun that would die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, this what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And another blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Testing.
All right, let's get the Most High hand, man. All right. So what we are into today is Tuesday's brotherhood class, and what would brotherhood be without the brothers? Let's give my brothers a hand real quick. Up. Officer of 1,000, Karatazar. We got Officer of 50, Alatazar.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm Officer 500, Natazar. And you know what I mean, we're gonna get into the topic of today, which is the signs of the day of the Lord. All right. So on this topic, you know what I'm saying? I want to base this topic off of the precept of Matthew's 24 and 29. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord is letting us know that in the time of Christ's return, these signs, we won't know the actual day of when it's going to happen, but at the end of the day, we should know when it's happening. You know what I mean? Now, as far as the actual day, we don't know when that day is going to pass. That's when the Lord says it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the time period, we should know that that time is at hand. You know what I mean? It should be obvious. Just like when you see the signs that we see today. You know what I mean? It should be obvious signs. It should be obvious signs out here that Christ's return is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all brothers want to add in on that? You know what I mean? Salakia?
Kwanzaa, you got it, sir?
No, that's too. I'll go ahead. Keep going.
I was just gonna say, hey man, you really have to think. If you're a wise individual, just imagine walking down the street and you know you're about to get into a fight. You can look at someone and tell, hey man, this guy's pulling up his pants. This guy's fist is balled up. He has a look on his face. You can tell when you're about to walk into a situation, and you need to prepare yourself for that situation. You need to be not caught off guard. The same thing with the Lord. The same thing with Christ returning. You should be looking at the times and looking at the situation and seeing what's going on. When you read this Bible, it is preparing you and letting you know Christ is returning. We don't know what day, we don't know when, but we know the time, we know the season. We don't know specifically the hour of it, but we know he's coming back. You should be able to look at the times, look at the signs that are happening, and you should watch and observe and be wise enough to know, I need to get right.
Right.
Because one day my Lord is going to come, and he's going to want to see me working. And if I'm not working in that day, he will punish me. That's what you should be looking out for. You shouldn't be worried about a celebrity. You shouldn't be worried about what's going on with Sexy Red and P. Diddy and what trials and tribulations they have. You need to be worried about when the Lord is going to send Christ back. You need to worry about your trials and your tribulations. So once the Lord comes back, he can redeem you and save you. Or keep doing what you've been doing.
Right. And if I may add on that, you know what I mean? Very heavy point, because a lot of people, they would think that just being Israel is just enough to receive salvation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, it's the way you living. You know what I mean? It's if you're in the body of the Christ working. You know what I mean? It's if you're following the laws. You know what I'm saying? It's if you enduring day to day, long-term suffering until Christ return. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it takes to receive that salvation. You know what I mean? Just being Israel is not enough, because I mean it's pretty obvious right now. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if you brothers know this, you know what I mean? But being an Israelite is viral now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Being an Israelite is the new wave now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just spoke to plenty of brothers on the street, you know what I mean? Especially when I walk around UPK'd out, you know what I'm saying? Brothers like, oh yeah, you an Israelite? Oh yeah, well, you know what I mean? I'm paying attention to this and this and this and this. I'm learning about this and this and this. You know what I mean? I was just out and about, you know what I mean, the other night, and a brother just randomly walked up to me like, you know what I mean? Oh, you an Israelite, right? You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Captain Cesario, that's the homie right there. That's the homie, like, you know what I mean? So being an Israelite is very viral right now. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's not only because, I mean, of the presence that we are building as far as just socially and you know what I mean, spiritually wise, you know what I mean, but it's just also because the Christian church is failing. You know what I mean? Right. Islam is failing. You know what I'm saying? All these different places everybody's starting to have an awakening that these places that they trusted the most are showing their true colors, and that's the Lord doing that. You know what I mean? The Lord is exposing them. You know what I mean? He's exposing them for the evil and wicked people that they are. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, if you have any type of common sense, you either gonna or if you have any, how can I say, any ear to the truth, you're going to gravitate to what we're doing. Now, the thing about it is, when you bring it in, the bad thing about it is okay, when you bring in Christians, they want to bring their ways into it with it. That's where you get the fake Israelite camps and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's why it's up for us to be that representation, you know what I'm saying, of, you know what I mean, being the true body of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because right now it's very, very dire, because all of Christianity, all of Islam, everybody's turning away from the things that they thought was true, and they're coming to us now. You know what I'm saying? They're coming to us, they're trying to, oh yeah, well, what's this Israelite thing? Like, why y'all dress like that? Why y'all hold yourselves in that type of manner? You know what I mean? They're gonna run into, you know what I mean? This is where the division comes. They're gonna run. A lot of them gonna run into those fake Israelite groups. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They don't want to uphold their Christian ways, and this is why it's detrimental for us being in the true body of Christ, being in the true form of what Christ left for us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta uphold ourselves in that type of manner. You know what I mean? To the utmost. You know what I mean? Because just the way that the Christian church, just the way that Islam and all these different Catholic churches and all these places are falling out, it's gonna come a time period where all the fake Israelites are gonna fall out as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which they are. You know what I mean? They're going from this group to this group to this group to this group. So it's up for us to maintain our spirit. You know what I'm saying? Maintain a sense of dignity and a sense of structure that, you know what I mean, people know, like, okay, they don't change. Yeah, you know what I mean? We got fake Israelites out here celebrating Christmas and eating pork. You know what I'm saying? on live screen. You know what I'm saying? As if it's a Yahushua day. You know what I mean? Like as if it's just like the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So Christianity is going to try to blend with what we're doing, but that's why we have to, you know what I mean, hold ourselves with some type of dignity. So like, y'all want to add on?
Hey, yeah, Con, if I could, can y'all hear me?
Con, sir.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, cool. Yeah, if I could, just like you said, like this is starting to become like a visage, or not a visage, like a what you said, a trend or something like that. Like, and how also, you know, another thing you said about how people just think that being an Israelite is just enough. Like just being an Israelite is not enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures tell us, and that's why you got to get off in these scriptures and read and understand this Bible, because scriptures tell us that the kingdom of heaven cometh not by observation. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna just being an Israelite is just not enough. Like you have to work for the kingdom of heaven. You have to strive for the kingdom of heaven until, you know what I'm saying? And also like this, it being a trend, like just because something is trendy, something is new, a lot of people tend to gravitate to it. And if that's how the truth comes and that's how, you know, you gravitate towards the truth, let that be something that you hold dear to your heart, hold dear near to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you might have seen Captain Desire, y'all call no jumper. You might have seen the brothers at the bar. You might have seen the brothers, you know, somewhere, and you're like, dang, that looks cool. That looks nice. I want to see what that's about. Okay, but once you don't let that just be the surface of it. You know what I'm saying? Let that be something. Let that be the doorway. You know what I'm saying? Let that be the beginning of your journey and of the life-changing experience that the truth brings. Not just no trend, not some TikTok dance that comes and goes, not just some fashion statement that comes and goes. This is not that thing. This is something that you got to hold dear and hold into your chest, because this is something that's going to save your life, your children's life. This is something that can save your nation. You understand? So like those two things you brought out, Natazak, are real heavy. And once again, going back into the scriptures, which is what this is all about, you'll see the ends of these times. You'll see the signs of the coming of our King. You'll understand that, hey man, I need to get myself right. That this is more than just what I thought it was initially, and I gotta strive and work for something great. You know what I mean? So that's all I want to say on that. So like,
if I may, Matthew 24:13, and y'all both pretty much brought it out. Basically Matthew 24:13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. It makes me think about Lot's wife, how they got orders to, hey man, don't even turn back, don't pay attention to what's going on behind you, just leave it be. And what did Lot's wife do? She turned around and got destroyed. It's such a small it's such a small thing to everyone else, but to us, we understand orders. We understand what you have to do until the end. All she had to do was make it past that hill and not turn around. She would have still been alive. She would have still been alive, but instead she turned around and looked, because she missed what was going on back there. She turned around and looked and got turned into a pillar of salt, and she is still there right now. Do you understand the power of an order? Do you understand the power of enduring until the end, following the order and completing the order all the way through? Not one tithe, one tittle shall come from this law. People cannot understand the significance of Lot's wife being turned into a pillar of salt. We do. we understand this is not this is nothing we just take for granted. This is nothing that we take for light. We take every order serious. Why? Because we know it's going to save our lives.
Right.
Not only will it save our lives, it will save our community's lives, our nation's lives. All she had to do, think about the effects of her not going through with the order until the end.
Right.
Because of her 2 daughters laid down with their fathers and committed such a heinous act.
Right.
And those 2 nations are still alive now. Right. You really have to think about what your disrespect of an order would be, or your disrespect to the law. You have to think about the effects of it and what happens because of what you've done. There's no small thing in breaking the law. When you break the law, the effects of it are dire. Dire.
Salaki, if I could, just to add to that point you're making about Lot's daughters, and another thing about following orders. Another thing to add to what the officer is saying. Officer Allah is saying is not reacting off impulse. They seen what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah,
right?
And they went into panic mode. They thought that was the end of the world. They thought they were the only people left. They just didn't control their emotions. They didn't understand. They didn't pray to the Most High Power that just destroyed the whatever what just happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. They reacted off impulse, and in them reacting off impulse and not being patient and not having their emotions in order. You see what happened? They made a grave mistake. You know what I'm saying? So following orders and not reacting off impulse on what your first thought might be is crucial. You know what I'm saying? In discipline. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, Elijah, since you already in Matthew 24, can you give me verse 29?
Come on, sir. This book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened,
so
and the moon.
Salakia.
No, sir.
The sun shall be darkened. Does that mean that that there's not going to be any daytime anymore? That there's not going to be a day anymore? You know what I'm saying? That's not what that means. The sun's going to be darkened because of all the warfare that's going to be going on. You know what I'm saying? The sun's going to be dark because you won't be able to look up in the sky without seeing smoke and fire. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, take heed to what that day brings, because we understand we're getting closer to World War III. You know what I'm saying? We see that the tension is rising. We see that the conversation and the finger is like shaking right over the button because they ready to press it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let's keep. Matter of fact, just go ahead, keep on reading. We'll get into it. I don't want to step ahead of myself.
And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
So they're saying that all the tribes are going to mourn, because a lot of people thought that the day of the Lord was just going to be happy, joy, and you know what I mean? Oh, we get to die and be in white cloths and live in heaven forever and dance and praise and sing and shout for the rest of our lives. No, it's the people are going to mourn because they're going to realize that destruction has to come with this day.
Right.
You know what I mean? The people are going to mourn because they have to realize that they've been praying to this Caucasian, I don't want to say this Caucasian sodomite, you know what I mean? For some people 60, 70 years old, still got that picture hung up in their house, you know what I mean? And they got to see this black man crack the sky with all these black angels, you know what I mean, and cause destruction and warfare on this place. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, their whole perspective of what they believed in is all going to be changed, and they're going to wish that they had a different perspective on, how can I say, the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're going to wish they had a different perspective on who Christ really was. That he's not really how can I say, a simp, a person who just wants to do what you want him to do all the damn time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Lord wants this place to be destroyed. That's his intentions. You know what I'm saying? He wants this world to be destroyed. When the world being the world of our oppressors, you know what I mean? And having us oppressed. But go ahead, keep going.
Because may I get a precept?
Come.
Jeremiah 16:19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity and things wherein there is no profit. Mm-hmm. I think about that so much because that's what's going to happen. Everything that they believe in, everything that a Christian believes in, a Muslim believes in, a man who believes in Buddhism, an atheist, whatever they believe in, that day that sky crack open and the Lord come back, that day they're gonna be like, damn, we was wrong.
Right.
Our fathers, our grandparents, they have taught us these lies. Everyone around us has taught us these lies. And them crazy brothers on that corner that we walk past every weekend, they were right. That's why it says in Wisdom of Solomon 5, they're going to look at the strangest of our salvation. They think salvation comes from money. We know the scriptures say through the foolishness of preaching, the Lord is going to get us through that. And through preaching, the Lord's going to see the ones who's doing the work all the way up until the end. And he's going to save those same brothers and sisters with chariots through the strangeness of our salvation. And those Gentiles, like you said, they're going to look and they're going to be like, wow, we were wrong. We were taught lies. And those brothers right there, they got the truth. And I think about it all the time, man. That's how I know I'm One West. That's how I know I'm in the truth. Because we the only fools out on the street that's still teaching. We're the only people that's telling you money's not going to save you. We're the only people telling you, here's how you save your life, by not eating pork. Here's how you save your life, by not smoking marijuana. Here's how you save your life, by not being a woman of the night. We're the only people that's saying that is going to save your life. Your morals, you having high conduct and high standards, that's the only thing that's going to save your life. You serving the Lord. People think we're crazy. They think we're crazy. Salakia.
Not the water for that, because that was a very, very heavy precept. You know what I mean?
Oh, well,
like, they're gonna be pissed off when they find out that they just been lied to their whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I could just add to that real quick, the delusion that white people has fed the Black and Hispanic community of their history, has they lie so much that they themselves start to believe the lie. The ones that know and remember their history and know the truth and don't live in la la land, those are the ones that are sure to keep their eye on us, or they are sure to try to, stop the truth or try to, further oppress, our people. But your average everyday Edomite that's going, walking up and down, walking their dog up and down the street and just enjoying life, believe the delusion that they have been told. They believe that is really Christ that they're serving. They believe the delusion, the lie, and the facade. They have lived this life so long that they believe this delusion that they have fed us.
Right.
And then you got the Edomites that are behind it, like, hold on. We still got to watch them over there. Them crazy girls, they right. Because it's true what I'm saying, because you have Edomites walk by like, what are they even talking about? You know what I'm saying? But then you have those Edomites that come by and be like, sit there, listen, snap a picture of you and be like, hey, and keep on pushing. Like, we gotta watch them Negroes. They speak the you know what I'm saying? So it's like you got certain Edomites that are walking around here in La La Land believing whatever they're being fed by their government.
Right.
And they're believing that's what a lot of us are talking about. And they're gonna see that day that they've been lied to themselves. That what they believe in it has no weight or no matter in the situation. That destruction is still is evident in that, hey, the people that you hated, the people that you are so disgusted with, the people that you thought you were greater than, you don't realize in that day that you are less than, and that you are the ones that should have been, showing respect and kissing the boot, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But yeah, where'd you end off at, Latazar? Verse 31?
Sir, I got it. The book of Matthew, chapter
36, and we'll be done with that one.
Come on, sir. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Let me get 37 real quick too.
Come on, sir. Verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Come on,
okay.
Man.
So real quick, you know what I mean? The water for that too.
Come on,
you know what I mean? Back on what is it? 32. You know what I'm saying? Heavy. 31 and 32, very heavy, because the Lord is saying, just as well as you know how the summer is here. You know what I mean? The summer, what happened during the summer? Did it get cold? You know what I mean? It'll start raining. You know what I mean? It's hot as hell, especially in California. You know what I mean? You know when you're in the summertime, just as well as you know when you're in the wintertime. You know what I mean? Like, these are obvious signs of the changing of seasons. Just like the time period of the Son of Man coming, being at the door, should be obvious as well.
Right.
And this is why we are out here, you know what I mean, on the street corners, prophesying these prophecies, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Commander General Yohana, you know what I'm saying? For continuing this prophecy that we have to withhold and keep warning the people of Israel, you know what I'm saying? So we got to hold it down, you know what I mean? But as it's obvious when it's summer, it's obvious when it's winter, it should be obvious that the time of the Lord is at hand right now. You know what I mean? Christ said, what is the warnings that Christ gave us? You know what I'm saying? He said it was going to be pestilence. He said it was going to be rumors of war. You know what I mean? We see all these things right now. You know what I mean? Has coronavirus left us? Has you know what I mean? All these different things. I got new stuff coming out. You know what I mean? It's just so many different variants of it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? The famines, everything. Like, you know what I mean? When you see everything that's going on, like, you see that this is an obvious time that this place is not going to stand. You know what I mean? And it's not going to withstand the troubles that they're facing. Everybody's been waiting since 2020 of America getting back together, getting back in shape. Everybody's been waiting for our oppressors to rebuild themselves and get things functioning back in order. Have you seen any change? No. You see more pestilence. You see more famine. You see more rumors of war. You know what I mean? And it's just cooking up. That pot is just boiling. You know what I'm saying? The pot is boiling up into the point where it's just going to bust. You know what I'm saying? And everything is just going to crack off into one time period. And it's going to be too late for brothers and sisters to turn back their ways. You know what I mean? That's why we got to get this warning out right now. But it's Salakia. That's all I wanted to say. If y'all brothers want to add on.
You know, Karate, I was on the phone with Karate side the other day, and we were talking about the internet. And you know, even in our prayers, we say open up the airways and the internet. And Karate side and I, we were talking about, it says, you know, this has to get preached until the ends of the world. That's what the internet is doing. We are in a time where the Lord is making sure everyone has Wi-Fi, everyone has the internet, everyone has access to what One West is saying. You have access to the internet. You have access to YouTube. We are on so many platforms that we was talking about how you might see a video on TikTok and we might get 50,000 views, but it's only like 12 seconds of watch time, right? That was 12 seconds for 50,000 people to hear about the truth. You decided to scroll up in 12 seconds. The Lord gave you an opportunity right then and there. He gave you 12 seconds because you only got 40 seconds of eye time at this point now, maybe a minute. Anything after a minute, ain't nobody watching no more. So the Lord gave it to you in 12 seconds. He gave it to you. You decided to scroll past.
Right.
It's getting taught to everyone, and it's ramping up the same way pestilences is ramping up, the same way war is ramping up, the same way famine is ramping up, the same way starvation is ramping up, the same way your rent is ramping up, the same way people getting fired is ramping up, the same way depression is ramping up. That's the same speed this truth is being ramped up at.
Right.
You have to, and this is why I don't even pay attention to a lot of people outside. I know what we're doing is right. I know for a fact what we're doing is right because what we're doing is coming straight out of the Bible.
Right.
It's coming straight out of the Bible at the speed that the Lord wanted to come out.
Right.
He's making, like you said, everything is boiling now. It's boiling fast and fast and fast. Eventually, that crack is gonna, that crack pot, what a pot, that pot is gonna crack and bust open.
Right.
That water is gonna bubble out that pot and it's gonna spill all the way out. The Lord is making sure, hey, look, I'm telling y'all what's gonna go on. I'm giving it to y'all as fast as you want it. This is the microwave era. I'm giving it to you. You don't want to hear it, fool. All right, I got you. 50,000 people who just scrolled past 12 seconds and didn't care. That you just had your opportunity in there.
Right.
Slocking.
And that ties into what we were saying in the beginning of the class. Like, don't squander this opportunity. Don't let this just be a little trend of a side. Or you liked what the brothers were saying, so you follow it for a little bit. Nah, like, this is your opportunity the Lord is giving you to change. You might not realize that now. You might not see it. The ones that do see it to grasp hold of that opportunity and they take full advantage of it because they realize, hey, I never had this opportunity before in my life. This is something that's different from all my past experiences in my life.
Right.
So look, whether it's a 30-second clip of a TikTok video or Instagram reel or Facebook reel, or you see a post, or you see brothers out there on the street corners, or you might see us at your Walmart or your neighborhood bar or wherever, or the movie theaters. You might see us anywhere. You see what I'm saying? That's your opportunity to get in the truth. That's the Lord showing you, giving you a chance.
Right.
To come before these times swallow you up. You see what I'm saying? So Rocky, that's crazy. That TD Jakes stuff going on. Swallow you up. Before these times destroy you. Pause. Crazy.
Nah, so like even going into that point, you know what I mean, of the swallow, you know what I mean? Like with the whole church situation, you know what I mean? The leaders are exposing themselves as sodomites, you know what I mean? They're like even what Kurt Franklin say, you know what I'm saying? He said, oh my gosh, he said the songs that he made that blessed many people, he made them butt naked.
On his piano.
Like, what type of blessing was you giving out?
Right. He ain't blessed me.
Right.
I don't know who them many people is. I ain't one of them.
I'm not one of them.
I'm like, so it shows their intent, and it shows, like, you know what I mean, what the true factor of the matter is when it comes to people using that religion as a hustle to, you know what I mean, either push out their own lust or take advantage of the people of God, you know what I mean, and take the riches within themselves so they can spend on themselves, and you know what I mean, just
right.
And leave us in poverty, not even give us a chance of any type of redemption from the destruction we face from our oppressors. You know what I'm saying? So, getting into that as well. If you can, Elijah, can you give me 2 Thessalonians? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
Sir.
We'll just read. We'll start from 1 and just end at 12.
The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 1. Oh man, crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. All right. The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand.
So those bills, those you know what I mean, them gunshots you hear outside your window, the eviction notices, don't be shaken by them things,
right?
Because in a minute, all those things ain't even gonna matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
That late car note, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Don't be shaken by them things. I mean, your manager getting on your head, talking about they gonna give you a final warning and all that. Don't be shaken by those things. You know what I mean? It's some deeper stuff coming at hand. You know what I mean? Soon those things won't even matter. So don't even allow your mind to be absorbed with the stress that comes with the things of the world. You know what I mean? But go ahead, keep going.
Verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
And who's falling away right now? Who's leaving these Christian churches trying to figure out what these brothers is talking about
right
on the corners? You know what I'm saying? The churches is people are struggling to get suited and booted to get up and go to church these days. You know what I'm saying? They struggling because they know, like, at the end of the day, it ain't making things no more better. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, they go for the gift of gain. They thought that they was going to be rich by now if they just kept on paying them tithes. This is people that have been in the church since they was 12 years old. They now 75 years old, been paying tithes since they was 12 and still sitting in the ghetto.
They could invest in it.
When was that blessing that the pastor promised you supposed to come about? You know what I'm saying? You still waiting for it. You damn near at your breaking point already. You know what I mean? But that's just because the Lord is not the Lord of gain. You know what I mean? The Lord is not here to reassure that your bills get paid and that your bank account it flourishes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Lord is here to reassure that his, you know what I mean, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, their spirit breaks out of this captivity. You know what I mean? And that's the true factor, regardless of how that goes. You know what I mean? Regardless of however that goes. Sometimes you got to get hurt in order to get your spirit out of this place. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so connected, you got such an attachment. You know what I mean? You don't even know how bad of an attachment you got to this place. You thinking that, oh yeah, well, you know what I mean? I'm flying right. My mind is out of this place. I'm really just focused on the Lord. But you know what I mean? Sometimes the Lord got to shake you up and he got to hurt you a little bit for you to stop thinking so much about, oh yeah, when am I going to get a rib, or when am I going to be able to pay this bill? You know what I mean? Sometimes he got to hurt you a little bit because your mind is not where it needs to be at. Your spirit's not where it needs to be at. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Salakia, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And who was that?
Come on, man.
Esau. You know what I mean? Because Christianity is just another tactic of Esau's deceit.
Right.
The delusion of what he wants you to believe God is. That's one of his tactics. Was Christianity, was Islam, was, you know what I mean? All these different religions and, you know what I mean, all these different aspects of it was his deceit to make you feel like you was African. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these different tactics is going to be a falling away from that. You're going to realize that Africans don't love us. You're going to realize that the Christian church does not love you. You're going to realize that all these things that you counted on the most are not only dividing from you, but your spirit is divided from it. You know what I'm saying? So you will get your chance. You'll get your chance to realize what the true factor of where the truth of the Bible really stands at. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. That's crazy. That's a crazy.
Go ahead. Say what you gotta say. I
think about it when he say when sitteth in the temple of God.
Right.
That man, he's sitting in your mind.
Right.
Like, black people really believe, especially Hispanics, like they really believe that white people are God. Like, people, okay.
That's all of us. That's all of us. That's all the nations.
Dude, I was talking to Kunash earlier and I was telling him about, the problems between rich black people and poor black people and how rich black people really just want to be rich white people. And rich white people hate poor black people. They suffer rich black people, but they hate poor black people, which would eventually make rich black people hate who? Poor black people. But poor black people want to be rich black people. But so poor black people will eventually what? Hate who? other poor black people. That's why the first thing a poor black person says to another poor black person is, get your broke behind on. It's a crazy dynamic that all that comes from the white man sitting in their mind as if he's God.
Right.
Because he has money, you believe he's God.
Right.
God does not care about no money, man. That is not going to save you. He sits in your temple as if he is God because he shows you things that you think you can't get. Let me tell you something. The Lord can get you everything plus 10, times 10. The Lord's gonna do something for you that a white man can never do for you. He's going to save your life. Mm-hmm. Everything that a white man has ever told you or has ever taught you is how to destroy your life. Only thing that's going to save your life is you serving the Lord. He sits in your mind as if he is God, exalts himself as he is anything, as if he's above God and above anything that is worshiped. If you're not worshiping him, he sees a problem with it. Mm-hmm. He sees you, hey, I got to get in him. I got to get in her because he's not worshiping me. I remember Jeremy Hyman brought it out. He said, white people view us as if, imagine you walk in your house and your dog is sitting at the dinner table and it's eating your food and licking the plate clean. Are you gonna just sit in there and just be like, oh, I guess the dog is sitting at the table? No, you're gonna tell that dog to get down. That is how white people view you. And you allow them to view you that way because you think he is your master. Mm-hmm. When the scriptures say a falling away has to come first, you have to fall away from a white man and his philosophy. His philosophy is what has destroyed you for 400 years. His philosophy is what keeps you down. Right. You keep thinking this man is God, he's going to lead you right where the hell you want to go to. I digress.
And if I may too, real quick, you know what I mean, just to be in correction of that, especially, there is no especially, because I done seen Judah as well.
Right. Oh, yes.
I see a white man walking up the street and be quick to grab their weapons, get ready to, you know what I mean, get ready to go to war with this man. He could be harmless, but just in case, you know what I mean? But let Esau walk up the street.
Right.
With a suit and tie on. He's not a threat at all, even though he's the biggest threat.
Crazy.
Let a woman kick her man, you know what I mean, out of the house and allow this promise of our oppressor. Oh yeah, we can give you some food stamps, we can give you some child support. You know what I mean? We'll take care of you. Kick that man out that house. You know what I'm saying? So there is no especially. That's all 12 tribes.
That's everybody.
Our minds have been in a state of delusion, feeling like our oppressor is God and he's going to always create a path of support for us to be able to just get by. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I mean, just like they said about that falling away, that falling out. You know what I'm saying? He has no more intentions of helping us. And we're going to realize that very, very soon. You know what I mean? As things are getting worse, his you don't see any the re-election's coming back up. Have they made a promise to black people yet? Have they made one promise? Oh, we're gonna make sure y'all. They ain't made one promise. But guess who's gonna be in those voting booths?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Guess who's gonna be in those voting booths, lined up, thinking that, oh yeah, things is gonna get better.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's lucky.
That's crazy. Cross out. You got something to say, sir? I saw you.
Khan, I do. Slacky. Go back to read verse 2 one more time. I just want to touch on that shaking in mind part. Not that I brought out the oppression part, but it's another part of that precept I want to touch on.
Right. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 2. Mm-hmm. That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that day of Christ is at hand.
Right. All right. Now you see us in the UBK, you wonder like, dang, these brothers is talking about, the end of the world. They don't seem like they're fearful. They seem like they want it to happen. You see what I'm saying? Because we're not shaking in mind. You see what I'm saying? We're not shaking in the spirit. We understand what's to come. We want this to come because the end of this world is the beginning of our own. All right. We understand the prophecies. We know what's going to happen. Our minds are not shaking because we know the truth. A lot of people hear about World War III and they feel uneasy. They feel fearful. A lot of people hear about, or the government poisoning our food, or they did this COINTELPRO and they spying and they doing this and they fear the government and they scared of whatever conspiracy theory that's been circulating on TikTok. They really do this to us, and they got clones and they got this. Their whole spirit and their mind is shaken. The Lord is telling you not to be shaken.
Right.
Because why wouldn't you be shaken? Why is the Lord telling you not to be shaken? Because He is your defense. He is your confidence. He will be there to redeem you out of this hellhole, out of this destruction that's going to happen. And we know that because we serve Him. We know that we serve the Lord, so we have nothing to worry about. You know that you don't serve the Lord, so you do have something to worry about. But what we're trying to do is help you get on the right-hand side so you don't have nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Let me get 2 precepts real quick. Give me Zephaniah 1-14, and then I need Malachi 4:1. These 2 precepts I want to touch on. Like, you can't be shaken in your spirit in these end times. This is get you a UBK, man. This is coming to the truth. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, get your life right. Put down the weed, put down the drugs. You know what I'm saying? Stop gang banging, change your life around, brother.
Right.
Do the right things because the end is coming. And by you not doing the right things, you are susceptible to all the wickedness that comes with this world. Like a lot of people fear like voodoo and black magic and curses and things of that nature. Right. I don't fear those things because those things have no power over me. You see what I'm saying? Because the only power that's over me is the Most High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In Christ. Ain't no power over me but those things. So that can't shake me. That can't shake my mind. I know the prophecies, so the end of the world doesn't shake my mind or my spirit. I know, I have practical knowledge. So conspiracy theories and this and that don't shake my mind.
Right.
Now you got to be this is the time to get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind right, get your spirit right, so you're not wavering. So you can endure unto the end. You know what I'm saying? But if I could, Zephaniah first.
I got Zephaniah 14.
1-14.
Because this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near.
This is why you should get your mind right. This is why it's like it's the precursor. This is why you should get your mind right. This is why you should fear the Lord and serve Him in truth and sincerity. This is why you should make sure your ribs is in order, your kids is in order, and you're in order, right? Because go ahead.
The great day of the Lord is near.
The great day of the Lord is near. Go ahead.
It is near and hasteth greatly. Right.
It's happening. It's coming fast.
Right.
Sooner than you think it's coming. It's coming. You might think you got time, couple years, 2 years, 3 years. The scriptures say that the Lord cometh as a thief in the night. You know what I'm saying? No man knows at the time. And you never know when that thief gonna rob you. Trust me, I know. I done got stuff stolen from me. I didn't know it was gonna happen. I woke up one day and it was just gone. You know what I'm saying? It hell wins. You think you prepared. You think you might know, like, hey, if this ever happened, I'm gonna do it like this. But when it happens, you're like, dang, it just happened.
It just happened.
You know what I'm saying? This is how the day of the Lord is coming.
Right.
It hasteth greatly. Go ahead.
Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Come on.
Look.
Go ahead. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloomness, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Go ahead. Now give me Malachi. That's pretty self-explanatory. That day that cometh, if you're not on the right hand side of righteousness, if you're not serving the Lord, these are the things that's coming to you. You see what I'm saying? If you're a wicked person, these are the things that's coming to you. But to a righteous man, that sounds like justice to me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That sounds like justice. If that's what the Lord is bringing upon this earth, that sounds like He's going to correct something. That sounds exactly like justice. It sounds exactly like what I want. It sounds like exactly what I deserve. You see what I'm saying? Right. Because I'm a child of a slave. I'm a child of oppression, like Natazak was bringing out earlier. All the things that I'm oppressed. Those things happen to me on the daily, and many of our people on the daily. So, and I know that, hey, I don't have the arms, the guns, or the military might as a nation to destroy our enemies.
Right.
But the Lord is giving me comfort through these scriptures to tell me I'm going to handle that problem for you. You just come and serve me. He made life simple for me. Just come and serve me. I will make your enemies my enemies.
Right.
I will destroy them before your face. Sounds like a deal to me.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead, give me the precept, Baba Sean.
What, 4:1?
4-1, come.
The book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
All the proud, that's like America's slogan. We the proud,
right?
The few, the Marines. We the what else they be saying? We the proud boys, and America great again.
Right.
All of them gonna burn. You understand? All of them gonna burn. You put your trust in Egypt. You put your trust in chariots. Well, you gonna get what the chariots have to offer.
Right.
You put your trust in the Lord. You put your trust in the Most High Power. You're going to get what the Most High Power has to offer. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts.
All those proud men, Slakia, all those proud men, all those people that, seem like they're mighty and seem like they have, they're prepared or they're situated in this society, the Lord's going to burn them up. No longer. You know what I'm saying? What Draco be saying, never coming back. And that's that. Go ahead, next.
I wouldn't know what Draco says.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I forgot you a down south dude. Come on, you read the precept.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Right. It should leave them neither root nor branch, meaning they're no longer going to have a place in this world. Like their roots are going to be unrooted. You ever seen a tree's roots? Right. How it's just so deep into the earth?
Right.
Or it's going to burn them up to where that's not even established, that they can't grow no more. They can't thrive no more.
Right.
They're going to get burned from their branches all the way down to their roots. That's what's going to happen to the wicked. That's what's going to happen to the proud and the mighty. Right. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want that to happen to me.
Right.
So in order for that not to happen to me, I'm going to obey. I'm going to show God that I love him, that I'm willing to do the small things. Because if you chose me, God, if you had the power to destroy this, prior to knowing the truth, we thought America was this great and mighty nation.
Right.
Nobody's messing with them. But then you come into the truth, you start seeing, you get a different lens on the world.
Right.
Like, oh, the Lord is really showing you that America ain't nothing. You see what I'm saying? And that all these other nations are nothing compared to me. And you realize, dang, I got to get right with this power. I got to get right with that. You know what I'm saying? I got to get there on the right-hand side of that. And so what do I have to do? Or you really start to read and you realize, oh, I'm a special people. Oh, these are the laws that I should have been living by. Oh, this is the way of life that I should have been living. I shouldn't have been celebrating these holidays. I should have been keeping our holy days. I shouldn't have been celebrating or doing things this way. I should have been doing things that way. I shouldn't treat that sister like that. I should treat that sister like this. I shouldn't treat that man like that. I got to treat my neighbor as myself. These are the things you start to realize. Then you realize how wicked you've been.
Right.
And a sense of guilt comes over you, like, dang.
Shame.
And the Lord, you chose me. Oh, well, shoot, man, I know I don't deserve this opportunity, but you such a merciful God, and you gave me this opportunity. I'm not going to squander it. I'm going to do the right things. I'm going to obey. All you require me to do is obey and do your work. Well, that's easy. And I get this blessing because he says his commandments are not grievous. It's not hard. Right. All I got to do is this, and I'm worthy. Oh, come on, I'm going to do that. That's an easy deal. Like, no brainer. The only thing that makes it hard is that demon on you. Makes it hard. Shed that demon and it'll be easy peasy. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like a hot knife cutting butter. You know what I'm saying? It'd be no problem. But the demon in your mind makes it hard for you to do right.
Right.
hey, you know what I'm saying? I'll digress.
Well, man, Elijah, let me get Acts 2:19. If you don't mind, Baba Kashab.
We'll be
very heavy topics going on right now. You know what I'm saying? If you got any input too, add it in the chat. You know what I mean? Let's get some dialogue going.
The book of Acts chapter 2 verse 19. And I will show wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke.
What's that again?
It's like
blood, fire, and what else?
Blood and fire and vapor of smoke.
So we already know what that is, right?
Right.
We already know that's nuclear warfare that's coming. Keep going.
The sun shall be turned into darkness.
Okay, so we already got into this precept already. You know what I mean? The sun shall be turned into darkness. Keep going.
And the moon into blood. Before that great and notable day of the Lord come. Verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Now, this is the thing. You know what I mean? We already know salvation is for Israel. You know what I'm saying? All Israelites are going to be saved, but all Israel is going to be saved, but it's in the way of how we would exist after all this warfare. You know what I mean? That's where that salvation is coming in at. You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to have to die because of the wickedness of them following our oppressors. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we was getting into like the sun being the sky shall be turned into darkness. You know what I mean? And it's saying through that is going to be through smoke, through blood, through fire. You know what I'm saying? Through vapor. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to cause that precept, which we got into before. You know what I mean? In the previous precept. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to cause it. It's going to be warfare. The Lord, it's the warfare is going to be inquired in order for us to receive our salvation. Right. You just don't want to be stuck into it. You know what I mean? You don't want to be one of the victims and one of the casualties that has to die within that warfare because you chose all the wrong things. You chose to, instead of having an open ear to the truth, you decided to mock the priest of the Lord. You know what I mean? Right. You decided to mock the lessons, the things that were being warned to you. You know what I mean? Because you felt like, oh, well, the way I'm living is cool. The way I'm living, the God I serve is not that God. You know what I mean? Like you got stuck in your ways, and now you trapped in the burning fire with the rest of the wicked. You know what I mean? So now you have to die with your oppressors, the people who enslaved us, the people who abused us, the people who unalived us. You have to endure the same suffering that they have to endure as far as punishment because you decided to live a wicked lifestyle. You know what I mean? And just like Adawan was saying about, you know what I mean, these things could be so easy. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is just shed that demon up off you, and following the Lord could be so easy. And it's the truth, because once you see that the destruction and punishment that's coming at hand, you're gonna be thinking like, dang, all I had to do was this. All I had to do was stop celebrating birthdays and holidays, and you know what I mean? Stop eating pork. Pork ain't even, you know what I mean? You're gonna be thinking like, hey, it wasn't even that good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It sounds so important right now because you know what I mean, you got that demon up on you. The taste and the salt or whatever it is about that is just how can I say? It's at a point where you feel like you just can't release it. But once you start seeing the destruction that comes with doing this wickedness, you're gonna be like, dang, that was easy to stop. All I had to do was this. All I had to do was this. All I had to do was love my brother instead of wanting to hurt my brothers. You know what I mean? Like this, it could be so simple. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? The things that are coming with the destruction of this place, when you start to see, you know what I mean, and you start to have to endure what's going on, you're gonna be like, dang, I really should have listened to them brothers because they had it right the whole time. That is a black man coming out the sky. You know what I mean? That is everything that probably dressed just like the ones that we seen on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? That I decided to try to make fun of and make fools of because of my own ignorance and my own selfish ways. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's all I got.
So like if I think about the science behind the last day. I think about the science behind the day of the Lord. How what he's establishing now is righteous rulers, righteous leadership. But to do that, you must purge the last kingdom. Every kingdom that takes over, the kingdom that they take over, they purge that kingdom. They get rid of that kingdom. However they move, they make sure that kingdom falls. You think about the Assyrians. The Babylonians made sure you pay no attention about Assyria. You think about Medo-Persia. They took over. You weren't worried about the Babylonians anymore. You think about Greece. They took over. You're not worried about Medo-Persia anymore. You think about the Romans. They took over. You're not worried about Greece anymore. You think about the Renaissance era. You're not worried about the Byzantine Empire anymore. You think about what America has done. It has shown you that America is the way.
Right.
The Lord is doing the same thing is set up for every other kingdom that he let run this earth.
Mm-hmm.
A great war. Well, this is about to be the biggest war because everyone has drank from the wine of America. Everyone's an American. I don't care where you're at, you're an American. Everyone is a Christian. I don't care what religion you believe in, you're a Christian. The science behind it, the Lord has to purge out those evil spirits because America has allowed those evil spirits to run rampant. Mm-hmm. There's not going to be any graping, I should say, in the kingdom of heaven. There's not going to be any child graping in the kingdom of heaven. So what must he do to all child grapers? He must unalive them. He must purge them. Right. There's not going to be any weed smoking in the kingdom of heaven. So what is he going to do? He has to make sure that demon gets purged out now. He's going to unalive you. There's not going to be any pork eating in the kingdom of heaven. What must he do? He must purge the pork eaters. It only makes sense. The science behind it is I can't have that demon running rampant in my kingdom. Mm-hmm. I can't have that demon running rampant to influence the children of righteous brothers. Think about in the days of Noah. The Lord had to flood the earth. When after Cain unalived Abel, he brought Seth. Men started to believe on the Lord and call upon the Lord once Seth was born. So Seth passed that on. Brothers still who knew the law, who understood the law, they had children. And their children were doing wickedly. How do we know this? We know because Noah was the only person at the time who was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. If other brothers at that time were keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, they would have been saved as well.
Right.
The Lord purged everybody. Why? Because he understands the influence of wickedness on your children. He understands the influence of wickedness on a nation of people. That's why the Lord stresses us to not act like nobody else and not even be around those other people. Be better than them. People don't understand what the Lord has to do. He has to literally send everybody to war, make sure everyone purges themselves so he can establish the righteous kingdom that's going to reign forever. Give the Most High a hand. I couldn't think about that. I couldn't think like that. The Lord said, I need much death and destruction to go around so everyone will know that my kingdom will not have that. You will not eat pork here. You know why? Because you saw what happened to the last man that ate pork. You will not smoke weed here. You will not sell drugs here. You know why? Because you saw what happened to the last man who did it. We're going to carry out the law. Justice will be carried out. That's why you really have to pay attention to the Lord and serve the Lord so he won't get rid of your spirit. Right. That's why he said the spirit of the Lord is upon me. Those who are led by the spirit of the Lord are the sons of the Lord. Or the sons of God. That's Romans 8:14. Those who are led by the Spirit of the Lord are the sons of God. If you're not led by the Spirit of the Most High, then the Lord he must get rid of you because he's not going to allow you to influence his next generation. He's not going to allow you. Think about the 1,000-year reign. And in that time, we're getting right to make sure it's a proper kingdom for Christ to really sit down and rule. You know how many generations go through 1,000 years? That's 10 to 13 generations of people. All this old stuff in America, all the thought processes, the influence of America, It has to get purged for 1,000 years so no one would be like that. This is crazy. Hey, this is science. This is science, and this is why I love this school, because I would not ever even think about that unless I was in here. I digress.
Hey, if I could, I'm not trying to. I'm taking this opportunity right now, so I don't get purged. You know what I'm saying? I seen a Negro with gout from eating pork. That's all I need to see. I don't need to see nobody get their head chopped off for me to change my ways. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I seen. I hear stories about homosexuals catching AIDS. That's all I need to do to change my life now.
Right.
Monkeypox.
You know what I'm saying? I see venereal diseases going around and running rampant.
Right.
That's all I need to do to change my life. That the plagues that the Lord has already put in place right now.
Right.
Is enough for me to want to change my life.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He's giving you a precursor before an opportunity now to change your life.
Mm-hmm.
And these things that I see going on today, man, that's enough for me. That's enough. The Lord has put enough fear in me,
right,
to change my life. Now, I guess some of y'all just ain't scared enough, and some of y'all, you ain't scared enough. So, just like any kid that it ain't scared of no behind whooping or is scared to get punished, you know that they might get away with it for a little bit, but then once they gonna get punished. Even that one that's gonna come is gonna put them on their behind. You know what I'm saying? That one punishment. Some of them, you be like, you're the good kid. You get popped once or twice. You like, okay, I'm gonna go sit my black butt down somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got some kids that you be like, dang, like that didn't hurt you. Like, that didn't hurt you. Like, damn, that Negro is tough, hard-headed. He gonna keep going, keep doing it. And then they get the punishment gets worse. The punishment gets worse. They still doing it. Then it's like dad enters the room. Dad come home. And once dad come home, that's that behind whooping is something different than what mama been giving you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like right now, you getting corrected. You getting shown things. You getting taught things, and it's time for you to change. But then, if you don't want to listen to this time. Well, the Lord's going to have a time for you to change. And then at that time, it is what it is. Once that sky crack and you decide not to change, the Lord might have mercy on you, but it's too late by then. You know what I'm saying?
Precept, if I may, sir. Exodus 32:9. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Man, we've been saying the same thing since 1969, man. You be like, hey, man, stop eating pork, bro. Your insides is going to swell up. Right. That is a nasty thing. Quit eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. This is going to happen. Quit being a sodomite. You're going to get monkeypox. Mm-hmm. And you still go out there and be a sodomite. It's crazy to me. It is crazy to me to have seen monkeypox. You seen them bumps and blisters and boils all on where the sin happened on your face and on your hind parts, and you still want to go out there and commit those acts? You're hard-headed. You're stiff-necked. And because that doesn't work, I'm going to do something even more. I'm just going to unalive you. I'm just going to get rid of you.
All right.
It's hard, man. It's hard. And it used to be frustrating, but the more you read this Bible, you just be like, you know what? All right. Some children just don't want the chicken, right? And you just let the Lord have them. It's crazy.
Hey, let me get Isaiah 66:14. Might have to start at 12 or 13. 14 is right now.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 12. Mm-hmm. For thus saith the Lord, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream.
Now, Slacky, give me 14.
14, come on, sir. Mm-hmm. And when ye see this, your heart shall rejoice, mm-hmm. and your bones shall flourish like an herb. Mm-hmm. And the hand of the Lord shall be known toward his servants,
right?
And his indignation toward his enemies.
Right. The Lord is going to let the hand of the Lord is the power of the Lord.
Right.
It's going to be known towards his servants. His servants are going to know, hey, the Lord is an almighty God, just like he did in Egypt. He destroyed Egypt powerfully, and everybody knew that, hey, our God is a powerful God. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And the indignation towards his enemies, and Egypt knew who the Lord was too.
Right.
They knew that the God of the Israelites, that's no God to be played with. Even so much so that when in the times of Josiah, Joshua, in the times of Joshua, when they was marching up on what city was that? With Rahab. I can't think of the city right now. But when they seen that, when she seen the spies, the scouts, she knew that Joshua and the Israelites was coming to make war with her city.
Right.
She said, oh no, I don't want no problem with them. I heard what y'all did on the other side of the Jordan. Let me go ahead and try to get right with these dudes right now, because that God, them men that serve that God, the people that serve that God are nothing to play with. That's his indignation being made towards his enemies. And us seeing that, the power of our Lord and the things he did in that time during that wilderness, we knew the power of our Lord. We knew the hand of our, he made his hand known unto his servants. You see what I'm saying? That's the day we hoping them are going to see again. You're going to see those times like in Joshua again. You're going to see those times like in the Exodus again. Happen to America. He's going to make his power known once more unto his servants. And then to his enemies, they will know his indignation. You know what I'm saying? His wrath, his judgments. You know what I'm saying? How terrible the Lord is. Why we call him a terrible, merciful power. You know what I'm saying? Why we call him, why his long suffering will dry up in those days. And you're gonna know you ain't gonna know him for those things. You ain't gonna know him for being merciful. You just gonna know him for indignation. Esau's gonna know the Lord for indignation and wrath.
Right.
It's gonna be you seeing an Edomite is gonna be like it's gonna be like you finding gold in a river. It's gonna be rare. It's gonna be something like that, and that you don't have to see Edomites in museums. They gonna in our kingdom, Edomites ain't gonna be walking around.
Right.
Like that. That's to hear that now is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? But that's something that's gonna happen. The Lord's gonna destroy them. They're gonna be scarce.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These other nations are gonna fear us. When you step, sisters are gonna have the respect they deserve. Brothers are gonna have the honor they deserve. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like our families are going to have that backing behind them. They're going to have a nation behind them. And that's going to exude confidence. And the Lord is going to establish these things. And these are the things that we are striving for now in the ICBK. You know what I'm saying? That you should be striving for yourself. Stop giving it to these gangs. Stop giving it to our oppressors. Stop giving it to everything else that's false. And give it to something that is right. You know what I'm saying? It's like it.
No, that's right. All right, well, shoot. There's anything you brothers want to add on to? You know what I mean? Precepts. Yeah, go ahead.
Precept. Jeremiah, just to touch on what Carruthers was saying, Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Mm-hmm. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. The same way you brought up that sister who, when she knew, she was like, oh, that's them brothers.
It's like
everybody wanted.
She was a Hamite.
Yeah, they're Hamite. The way, the way she knew about us, everybody on the planet back then knew about it. Mm-hmm. They knew, because Egypt was a superpower. It's not, word got spread the same way it gets spread now, just not as fast. But you got people that ride horses and camels back then would let other nations know. Mm-hmm. The way that lady was like, oh, them dudes not to be played with, because the Lord just unalived all those Egyptians, and now that's no longer a superpower. That's the same way they're gonna be like when we get land up out of here. Everybody gonna know, oh man, that's them same dudes, that's them same sisters that was serving that guy. That's the one who brought the UFOs and saved them. Oh man, we can't mess with them. They're untouchable. We're so near unto God. We're so nigh unto God. They have no choice then but to follow us. They have no choice then but to look at us and say, them the guys. It's just,
look, if I could, they're gonna be giving you stuff. I'm like, here. Right. In tribute, like, just here, take this. You're those people. Help me, help you. I mean, let me help you. Just let me help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the Lord say, like, when you talk about how blessings will overtake you, you're gonna be denying. I'm like, nah, get out of here, you heathen. Nah, the Lord is like, nah, no, take this. We gonna come out of here just how we came out of Egypt. We didn't come out of Egypt broke down, beat up, and no shoes on our feet. Like, I don't think. Like, don't think that. Like, that's not our history. We came out of Egypt with possessions. Our people, them Egyptians gave us stuff just for us to leave. They were like, here, y'all take this and y'all just go. Like, y'all can have whatever y'all want. Just leave us alone. We don't want no more problems. It's the same way we're gonna leave out of here. All these doomsday bunkers, they preparing for us. That's all gonna be ours, and we gonna take it, we gonna leave. We're gonna go into our wound and we're gonna be good. Right. You see what I'm saying? So, like, they gonna know about our power and they gonna fear us because of our God. You see what I'm saying?
So like true. Amalek been stacking up a lot of treasures for us to go back to that land and go get our get back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They've been stacking up for a minute. They've been getting their reparations and gold and jewels, and they got a lot of stuff waiting for us over there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean when them big dragons melted down. I'm gonna melt that down. That little cat that go like this. Right, yeah. Melt that thing down. That shit gonna be stubble. I'm gonna make that a chain and some and some grills for all my kids.
Right. I'm getting diamond teeth. I'm letting that be known right now. Diamond teeth will be getting got from those people, and not no Martianites. None of that. Nope. I want them diamonds. Where them Africans over there losing arms off of. Yeah, I want them diamonds.
The one that the dude stuck between his toes. I want that one.
I want that one. You quit hiding it in your jewelry shops and underneath your synagogues where your tunnels at. Quit hiding those diamonds. I'm gonna come get them. I want my diamonds.
Well, yep. You know what I mean? Even them bunkers, that's signs of that time period too. You know what I mean? They think they setting themselves up for shelter so they can be safe during the Lord's wrath. You know what I'm saying? No, right? No. For that too.
That day sounds so lovely. Like they think they got away, and like they're gonna escape the destruction of America. They're gonna go into their little bunk. They're gonna escape that destruction wherever they at. They thought they did. They might get a couple years or a year or whatever, however long they got, and then. Can you just imagine the look on their face when they see Alatazar and their troops behind them just go ahead, knocking up. Come on ahead, come out. Come on ahead, just come out. They're gonna be shocked.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And like it's like if I could, I was talking to Alatazar the other day on the phone. I was like, man, the kingdom of heaven is so beautiful, man. And we can't imagine it now because we're so used to oppression. We're so used to being beat down. But like blacks and Hispanics and natives are going to dwell together and serve the Lord. Like we're going to have the peace in our streets. We're going to have our sisters are going to look as fly as they can be. Our brothers are going to look as fly as they can be. We're going to have, knowing our history and our lineage. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're going to have these things. I was talking to Latza about a mural. I said, when I get my palace, I'm gonna have me a mural of me. Karazan made it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then one day down the line, it's gonna be me looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Saying, dang, that's him. And I'm gonna emulate, trying to be like my great grandpa, not knowing it's me the whole time. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's me living forever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I strive for. My sons that have sons and bring me back. And my daughters that have honorable men, great husbands, and to where they don't gotta step their foot on the ground, you can go back to being that tender and delicate woman that you once were. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, man, it's a beautiful day when the Lord comes and destroys this place. In my eyes, I mean, it's a terrible day because all the death and destruction, but I know that means my salvation is near. You know what I'm saying?
I need that to happen.
Slacker. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I need that to happen. I need people have to stop being so lovey-dovey. They have to really just wake up. Hey, man, how do you think America became so great? From the death and destruction of your people. It's only fair that Israel becomes so great through the death and destruction of everybody else. That's the only way it makes sense. That's the only way it works. It doesn't work by magic and everybody's just going to look at us and be like, yep, those are good people. No, they have to see the punishments of what's going to happen from the Lord to everybody else who, in Psalms 83, who have made a tumult against the children of Israel. They have to see what happens to those nations. And once you see what happens to those nations, in that day, they were like, you know what? Those are the guys. Salaki.
With that,
it's like one more thing.
Yeah, there you go.
One more thing. Before y'all go, we gotta remind them real quick. Yeah, we talking about that good that's come with this. But brothers and sisters, if you don't get right, this was gonna happen. Give me Revelations 18:8, real quick.
Book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
This day is still coming. We talking about the good now. We're trying to, soften the blow. But I want to remind y'all, because through the Spirit of the Lord, we persuade men. You know what I'm saying? And sisters, of course. But in one day, like I said, that thief in the night, that day of judgment, that day of wrath and darkness and the death and destruction is coming. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Death and mourning and famine. And she shall be utterly burned with fire. Mm-hmm. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
You see what I'm saying? I think this is a perfect way to end the class.
Right.
This we talked about a lot of different signs, and this is the things that is coming to this place. That her is America. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that is coming to this place. This place is going to get judged. This place is going to get destroyed. This place is going to fail. Don't put your trust in America. Don't put your trust in nobody but the Lord, in the men of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? And Slacky, that's it.
I'll give the brothers a hand. Water Adawan, Officer Karatazar, Water Officer Alatazar. Thank the water for y'all tuning in. You know what I mean? Those of y'all putting y'all input in the chat. We see y'all. You know what I mean? Tuesday Brotherhood class. The water for y'all tuning in. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? And Most High in Christ. Shalom.
Shalom.